and welcome to Past Preserver. Today we're going to be unboxing this US General 30-inch 5-jar mechanics cart. I've been after one of these. My toolbox situation has always been kind of, that's a nice box, but it's kind of full and it's hard to move around. This here is going to be kind of my go-to. We're just going to have it set up around whatever project I'm working on, and I'll have my best tools in here for me to just grab and go with. Go ahead and open this box up. Pricing wise, it was around, I think it was $269. I'll post it somewhere here down below. You can find the link to it. I got mine in orange because my favorite color. Also Alice Chalmers. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing unboxed here and show you how it goes together and check it out. So, taking the top off, we have some styrofoam here. This is going to be difficult. Take these two pieces out, and we have what looks to be the sides. Some more. Let's see if we can slide these out of here. Nope. I guess the whole thing wants to come out. Oh, or it'll come off like that. Very nice. Looking at the instructions, all seems fairly straightforward. Put the casters on, put the legs on, put the little side supports in that this sits on top of, and then put the toolbox itself on top. I think we're going to lay it down to do that because this thing's kind of heavy and that might be awkward to do. And then you got to put your little gas struts in. Let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is get this bottom box off of here, because it's also where our tray is. Then we're going to hook the wheel on right there. So now we can take a look inside the box. We'll open that up. I don't have the gas shocks in here yet, so that thing will just flop back if you're not careful. Speaking of them, here they are down in this side. Now all these drawers, oh, here are the keys. Seems they give us 4 of them. Very nice. This all locks together. You have little plungers that hit down and lock these drawers out. There are little locks down here. Just slide that over. You can open up your drawers. They're on this side for this side and this side for that side. Ah, this one's over here. What do we have here? It looks to be the handle. Do we have both holes drilled in this one? Yes, we do. Unlike another project we bought from HarborFreight. I had to drill the holes out. And what do we have in this box? I'm going to guess casters. And some angle brackets. I do believe those go up. Yes, those go up in here. We have a nice little tray we can mount on the side for holding paint cans or WD or stuff like that. Coming in here, we have some nice big beefy casters and all the screws, nuts, bolts, the handle that goes on the lid. These are some beefy casters. Look, these even have grease ports on them. They're fully serviceable, the ones that spin around. Very nice. Even a piece of plywood in the bottom of the box. So each bag contains different sized bolts. One is longer than the other. I'm just going to separate them out here. You have washers in this one. And I don't see any washers here, but you have bolts and nuts in the other. The only tool you're really going to need for this is a 1/2 inch or a 13 socket. A little extension might not hurt, and I'd highly recommend a ratchet. Make things go a lot quicker. So now what you're going to want to do is peel back on this foam. We give you access to the holes. You can actually take that off there. Take your long bolt, not the short ones. Go ahead and find a hole, get it started in there. Then you want to take your caster, you want both of the swivel ones on the same side and both of the straight ones on the other side. You want to go lengthways with this so it kind of fits into these supports. So what you want to do, stick your long bolt in, your washer, and then your lock nut behind it. This will only go on there one way because it's got that little collar. See, it won't go that way. Got this little ring. It'll start, but it won't go very far. You're gonna have to come up on the back side and probably push in a little bit to keep the bolt from spinning. See, it's wanting to spin. Now it's too tight. We want to back that off a little bit so we can get the other two in. But we're just going to repeat that on all 4 steps and we'll come back. Okay, it's kind of a pain to do those, especially on camera. But she rolls around good. You got locks on each wheel. You can click on and really stop it from going anywhere. You may want to put this together on a piece of cardboard. I got a little bit of marring there along the side. I'm not too worried about it, but you might be. For our next step, we're going to need to locate our vertical post. How they're going to go on is like this. You need a set of holes down here. It's going to come up a little bit, have another hole, and then way up here is going to be your other 2 holes. And they're going to mount on the outside. You're going to use your shorter bolts. Run it through from the outside in, put the nut on the back, and send her home. No, don't really send it home. You want these a little loose because the next step, we're going to be putting the shorter bars into these holes. So what you want to do, line these holes up, send that on in, get you a nut, throw it on the back. Now yours should look a little like this. We got nuts and bolts going each way. These are mounted on the outside. They're all loose. That way we can put the sidebars in like this. They're all going to be on the inside. You want these tabs facing upward. Now that's a little hard to tell in the picture that they're showing right here because it really doesn't show the tabs. And it doesn't show them here either. But if we turn the page, if we can turn the page, you will see the little tabs right there. So it doesn't hurt to take a look at the assembly diagram as well. Now as you can see, it's just going to sit on there. So you're not missing much. It's just more bolt in, turn screw. We're going to go ahead and just jump cut to that being done, and here they are. Now I recommend putting the sides on first because then you can put the little lip here over it and it makes lining these holes up a lot easier and getting the bolts in. Now everything is still loose. We're kind of wobbly. I'm just going to manhandle it and pick this thing up and throw it in there. You can always lay this on its side and slide it in. I'm just going to pick it up. I don't feel like getting this all on its side and standing it back up. Always recommend 2 people doing this. You know, it's a little heavy job, but I'm a kind of a bigger guy and I think I I got this. We'll film it though, so when I fail, you all can get a good laugh. So I went ahead and locked the brakes. Now this thing, it really won't go anywhere too easy. Very specific drop-in tactic. Where we want to be, I think we're pretty darn close, to be honest. I'm a little off, not too far off. Not falling through. That's good. You need to come over a little bit. Down like that. Okay, we're on the tabs here, on the tabs there. Now we're ready to throw some more bolts in it. That wasn't too bad. You could always take these drawers out as well. There's these little catches you just release on each side. Pull up and you can take them out. A little easier two-handed. Oh shoot, I lost that one. But okay, so this one goes down. This one goes up. And you can pull these drawers out like that, and it'll make it a little bit lighter for you as I put it back in there to add weight to it. Hi, future me. I made a little mistake while putting this together. If you want the handle installed, the instructions say to put it here and here. You want to use the 2 remaining lock nuts you'll have on the back of this, along with the longer bolts for the handle. This other one should be able to take the same short bolts. It's a thinner piece of metal. And it will be mounted right here. Just remove those out and replace the bolts in. And that will have your paint tray and your handle in place. Now up here on the top we have the corners meeting. And you'll notice there's a big gap here. Now in order to fill that gap, they include these little pieces of angle iron. Simply goes in there, put your bolt on through. You got to go through all 3. That's part of the reason you want to leave this loose, so you can wiggle it into place. It's all got to line up just right. As you can see, it's being a bit of a chore. There we go. Just like that. And put these in the back and throw your nuts on. Quick, easy, simple. And then once that's done, we can go around and tighten all the bolts up once we get all 4 of these in place on each corner. Now I still have 4 bolts to install here, 2 here and 2 there. They're going to be hard to get at with this lid here, so we're going to go ahead and install the shocks. What you're going to need for this is a number 12 and your 1/2 inch. So you're going to take 4 lock nuts that came with the caster set and use them for these gas pistons. How these go is you're going to have the rod to the bottom, you're going to have it on the inside, and you're going to have the cylinder on the top. This is the hole you want to go in on both sides of the bottom. And these are the holes you're going to want to go in for the top. Just like that.
Okay, so these you can just go ahead and send all the way home. This one might need a wrench on. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a wrench for this. 4. Yeah, that'll fit. Haha, just barely. The other 2 real quick. Be careful your wrench don't get stuck in there. And now, should have a working lid. Oh, look at that. Very nice.
Okay, now that everything's in place, you just want to go around and tighten up all your nuts and bolts. And these I'm going to have to get on with a wrench. We're almost done. There's one last thing to do and some bolts to figure out where they go to. Yeah, we have some things left over here. And that is the handle. You're going to need a little Phillips head screwdriver. Take the screws out of the handle like so and put it in these 2 little holes. Tighten them up and you have a little grab handle. Well, here it is. We got the handle installed. Opens right up. So we have a few nuts and bolts left over. According to the instructions, I used everything, so I guess I got extra parts into the bolt bin with you. The keys, they seem to work. Each one of these trays has a nice mat in it. We have a spot for screwdrivers down each side. Really liking that. Handle's pretty nice. Nothing really feels too flimsy. That wobbles around a bit, but it's going to. Down here we can fit our paint cans or WD or whatever we need to. The lock seems to work really well on it. Close it up. Give that a push and a turn. I like that. Coming down to the front, I wish this had smaller drawers on this side. I really don't like that deep drawer for what I'm doing with it. I saw online on YouTube somebody bought 2 of these and they stole the 2 drawers and put them over here, but it took a lot of extra work and you had to move these little latches over off of them to the other side, and there's no real easy way to do that on this, but it's doable. You can make this a 4-drawer setup up here, or a 6-drawer unit I should say, which I would rather have. And I would really rather have these switches over here. They aren't, because if I'm going down my tools and I got like sockets up here and wrenches here, and maybe I want something down here, maybe I'd put my sockets here, have pliers, wrenches, sockets. I would kind of want to just grab it from this side instead of that side. But it'll work out. I'll get used to it, I guess. And we have a nice tray down here with a mat on it. These things open basically all the way out, which is really cool. You get it everything you got. What is that? A rivet? An unused rivet. Oh, quality. We've got a hole somewhere. I wonder where it is. We have an unused rivet. Never know what you're gonna find. And then there's our deep drawer. And there's a... Yeah, there was a used rivet. Can we find where that was missing from? I'll look around here. Well, everything seems to be in place. All these rivets do is hold the tracks for the rails on. So, I think that's going to do it for this video. We'll come back in the future. You're going to see us throughout the channel as I'm doing stuff up. This is going to be the go-to cart. I'm going to put all my better tools in here so I can just grab them and go. We don't have to be going back and forth to my big toolbox. And that's going to be the plan with this. If you have any questions, I know this video got kind of like with the handle here. I kind of forgot about it. I really didn't, it wasn't huge on my mind putting this or that on. I kind of wanted to get this thing together and start loading it up. But yeah, I can see it's coming in handy. I was planning on putting all my aerosol sprays up top and maybe just leaving this thing open. I don't know yet. But that probably is a smarter move. I can still close the top. Or put something down there. Alright, a lot of possibilities here. We'll get to it in the future. Here we are a few days later. I made good use of that tray. This opens up nice. We got all our sockets, some screwdrivers up in here, the ratchets. Come down here and bigger stuff, hammers, some extra sockets. Wrenches. I need to go through and find all my tools. I'm missing quite a few, as you can see. Some of the sockets are not in their place. Bunch of screwdrivers, more extensions, just basic stuff I'm going to use for larger wrenches, some electrical stuff. Just basic stuff, because a lot's going to go into these other toolboxes. This here's just kind of a quick grab what I need and go with it kind of deal if I'm working on something. And it does roll around good. It's not too hard to push or pull with all that weight in it. So yeah, really happy with it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe for more.